Recently, a man visited a dermatologist after noticing something extremely strange happening in his mouth. The surface of his tongue had seemingly began to grow little things that resembled black hairs. But as it turns out, his condition happens to be one that can happen to anyone given the right circumstances. According to the JAMA Dermatology Journal, the man in his 50s had suffered a stroke just 3 months prior to his checkup. This had left him paralyzed and weak in the left side of his body, and had forced him to consume food in liquid or pureed form. After several weeks of eating like this, his caregivers started to observe the black pigmentation spreading out on his tongue. A close-up of the black hairs observed growing on the man's tongue. Image. JAMA Network. A closer look at the hairs by doctors showed that they were actually long, thin fibers that contained bright yellow deposits, causing the black coating to be tinged with yellowish streaks around the middle and back of the man's tongue. These yellow particles were likely trapped food deposits, and the doctors decided to test the tongue for the presence of fungal or bacterial growth. These tests came out negative, and the doctors finally made the diagnosis that the man had developed a case of black hairy tongue, BHT, a real condition that has been diagnosed more commonly than you'd expect. A person with a case of black hairy tongue. Image. Health Magazine. BHT supposedly occurs when filiform papillae, the extremely small cone-shaped structures on the surface of the tongue, don't get the chance to shed like they normally do when we eat solid food, brush our teeth, or scrape our tongues against the roofs of our mouths, for example. They typically grow to about 1 millimeter before getting detached during these activities in a process called desquamation. But in the case of the paralyzed man, the filiform papillae on his tongue had no chance to shed due to him not being able to do any of the activities mentioned above. If left alone, filiform papillae can grow up to 18 millimeters in length, which is probably what was occurring in this individual's case. Experts have said that poor oral hygiene and a diet of soft foods can easily lead to BHT, although other factors such as excessive consumption of coffee, tea, alcohol and tobacco products, as well as an intake of certain drugs and certain medical procedures can also play heavily into the development of black pigmentation on the tongue. Just practice good oral hygiene and you won't have to worry about BHT. Image. Healthline. Thankfully, BHT has been described as a condition that is mostly harmless and painless, with Mayo Clinic saying that the condition can be resolved by eliminating the factors causing it in the first place. For most of us, avoiding BHT is as simple as just maintaining oral hygiene, so remember to regularly brush your teeth and scrape away, gently, at your tongue. Read more life stories. A company wants to drill the deepest hole on Earth to produce unlimited energy. 7 inspiring Asian women on Twitter worth adding to your feed. 8 crucial things to remember when Malaysia reopens its borders on April 1st. Cover image sourced from JAMA Network and Mayo Clinic.